Alrighty, so it's been a while since my last video, and that's like the classic YouTube intro after someone hasn't posted for a while. It's been a while since my last video, because it has been. But anyway, in the last month or so, a lot of things have been a little bit different. First off, I've started to become a landscaper, not intentionally, but I didn't realize how particular the HOA is, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't know anything about landscaping or maintaining weeds or mowing lawns or really much of anything. And I've figured a lot about that. So now our place actually looks like someone lives there and it's not some overrun, abandoned place. So that's pretty cool. Learned a lot about that. Secondly, the job that I have, the sales consultant job that I have, is starting to pick up and starting to head in the right direction. And I'm learning a lot about the sales process with this job. If you don't know, I started off the year as a auto repair shop manager, and then ended up going into another industry sales. I was selling flooring, which like hard surface and carpet and all that kind of stuff, and that didn't really work out well. But now I'm selling another product, which is it's actually working out pretty well. I'm not going to go too far into that, but I'm liking the job. I'm liking how it works, and it's one of the first jobs I've had where you make a sale and you actually get paid a decent commission for it. So with all that said, what I really want to talk about is the fitness side of things, since I'm really focusing around fitness and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve and long-term goals in terms of that side of things. And really what we have going on here is a couple things. Now, first off, if you don't know, over the last, 4 or so months, I've been really trying to build up my strength, because for the longest time I was just doing body weight and light dumbbells because that's all I had. I wasn't going to go to the gym anymore because it just didn't make logistical sense in terms of getting up and going to the gym and then coming back and then getting ready for work. So in the mornings it wasn't really an option, and then after I worked a 9, 10, 11 hour day, or sometimes even more, it wouldn't make sense to go to the gym before coming home, because then I'd be gone for anywhere up to 14 hours of that day. It just didn't make logistical sense. But what did, especially since we just had our baby last year, our second daughter, that I could work out at home, do what I could with what I had. I had a door frame chin-up bar and had some dumbbells and had my body weight, and I made some decent progress with that. And I think I'm pretty sure I got to the leanest point that I've ever got to, about 10 months ago, somewhere around there. But anyway, eventually we moved into our house and started setting up the garage gym, because I was able to actually use the barbell and plate set that's been sitting in a closet for about a year, which is really unfortunate, but we're able to do that. And then I went ahead and picked up another $100 squat rack that I had from the same one that I had from a couple years ago, because it was great. It was $100 and it was super easy to build and set up, and not the most stable, but it worked. So I was able to start doing squats, and I got a bench as well, and I was able to do some flat bench and do some pull-ups again and do all this stuff that I hadn't done in a very long time. So my goal was to not just go all right back into where I was when I was back at the gym, but to slowly build my way back up over time, not be in any rush, because I'm not competing in anything. I'm not really doing anything professionally with fitness. I'm helping people out with getting in shape and losing weight and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not doing a competitive lifting of any sort, and I'm not being a bodybuilder of any sort. So just really taking my time with it, staying injury free is the ultimate goal, and getting stronger and building muscle over time, nice, slow, controlled, and at a consistent pace, as consistently as I possibly can make it. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working out okay. But what I've also discovered is that working out at nighttime, which was my usual mode, so that way I had the mornings to write my daily email newsletter and create content and all that stuff, working out at night just wasn't working for me. And I realized that I was skipping a lot more workouts than I ever should, because after you go to a long day at work and you're learning a new job, because I've only been at this one for not even 2 months, learning all that stuff is very mind heavy. It's very tiring on the mind, because it's not overwhelmed per se, but it's a lot of head heavy stuff. So you feel more physically exhausted because of that. And so my motivation to train was not very high. But then I discovered a way that I can actually work out in the morning, and all I did originally when I started switching to morning workouts was just getting up and going to my home gym in the garage. That was it. Just get up, get some coffee, go in the garage. And within 2 weeks of doing that, I did feel better mentally. Like I had more mental energy and well, physical energy really, because I got up and got moving right away. But I've also found that I was starting to get these weird injuries that I hadn't had in a very, very long time. Like my left elbow has had some issues historically. My right shoulder has had issues historically. And my right knee has had issues historically. And all three of those issues had come up in a 1 week span. So since all this stuff was happening all at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe I have to switch back to night workouts. But one random day, I decided to, just wait a little bit longer to work out. Was feeling a little bit extra tired. I maybe got 4.5 hours of sleep, so I was kind of slow to move. But then I was like, I can't skip the workout. Got to get to it because I just got to do it. And so instead of being in that gym at 5:30, I ended up getting in there about 6:30, 6:40, somewhere in that range. And I didn't deal with any of the same pain issues. Like my joints were mobile, they were moving. I had no stiffness. I had no issue whatsoever in terms of doing that workout. And this was a leg day because usually that knee was really tight. My hip feels a little bit tight in the morning. But then I just waited a little bit longer and I had no issue. And then it hit me. I'm like, well, my body just wasn't awake yet. It's kind of all weird from sleeping not enough, first off, but also probably in a weird position on a consistent enough basis where it becomes an issue. So when I started doing that longer wait time before workouts, I also was able to start doing my daily email newsletter in the morning again. So wake up and do that first, kind of get that going. And then when that's done, that leaves me enough time to get my workout in, to get ready for the day, get my workout in, get breakfast in, get ready for work, and then go. And then on rest days, oddly enough, I feel less inspired to work out on rest, off days from work than I do on work days. I don't know why that is. But anyway, that's been working out really well for me. So now that I've kind of overcome these aches and pains that I was dealing with in the morning, and I've also fixed my pull-up form because I realized I was doing that wrong for a long time, and that's what actually caused the elbow issue. But anyways, once I overcame all these issues, now things are going back up again. And this is not anything crazy, and especially compared to what I've done in the past, but I was able to squat 185 despite 2 weeks prior having an issue with 95 because of my knee. That's a big increase. I squatted 350 in the past, so it's not anything crazy again, but it is progress from where I was, especially considering for 9 months I was doing 50 or 60 pound dumbbell squats, holding them like this. So that's really cool. And then for bench press, just did 155 for 3 pause reps. Again, nothing crazy compared to what I've done in the past. I'm about 110 pounds off my PR, but that's really cool. And in terms of deadlift, I've far surpassed the weights that I have available. I have 220 pounds of weight plates, and I could probably do that for 10 reps. So I switched to RDLs, but the point here is that I'm going to continue to make progress even with my only 220 pounds total weights, and I'm going to keep pushing forward to that. But now I've run into a little bit of another issue, is that I've been bulking for a very long time. I've been eating anywhere between, about 2,700 to 3,200 calories a day. Typically speaking around that 2,800 to 2,900, but it's been a decent range because some days I don't want to eat. So what I've been doing is, what I plan on doing is doing a 6-week mini cut. I want to do a 6-week mini cut because I want to just trim a little bit of body fat, not a ton. I don't feel like I'm overweight, which I'm definitely not. I'm well within that normal BMI range, and I don't even want to get into BMI because it triggers the entire internet. But anyway, I want to do a little bit of a mini cut so that way I can trim some of the fat and still see what I can do in terms of building that strength up. I want to continue to build that strength while doing that and see how that works. Because I think with the business that I'm building, which is an online education system for fitness, I think it's important to look in the best shape possible, reasonably possible. Again, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a strength athlete. I'm an individual that was overweight, did look horrible, as skinny and fat at the same time. It was just not a good look, and I found a way to overcome that, and I want to help other people who need to lose weight. I've lost, in my own body, over the years through bulking and cutting, I've lost hundreds of pounds myself using the systems that I have. And if you want to learn those systems, go check out my other videos on the channel. But that's what I want to do. But at the same time, I want to be in the best shape I possibly can be. So that's why I'm talking about this here, is showing you kind of where I'm at now, which I have a long way to get back to where I was in maybe like 2018, 2019. That era was probably one of my strongest, where I was the most consistent. There wasn't dealing with any kind of gym shutdowns or any other nonsense like that, which threw me completely off my routine. We've been in a decent groove right now, and just want to show more people what's possible if they're able to stick to even the most basic of routines, like my 3-day push-pull legs routine, and just sticking to simple dieting, just doing a little basic cardio. Nothing dramatic. Like I'm a dad of 2, I'm married, I have a dog, 3 cats, I got a lot of stuff to take care of. I'm now apparently a landscaper, like a lot of stuff that I have to take care of in my day-to-day life. So fitness is not surrounding my life. It is the other way around. My life doesn't revolve around fitness, even though I talk a lot about it online, but it is a part of my life. And again, a very small part. I spend maybe maximum 3 hours a week, usually 2, and that includes dieting, like the 10 minutes a day for my diet method. Like that includes that. 2 to 3 hours a week out of 168 hours in a week is not much. And that's all it takes. That's really all it takes. So that's my goal, is I want to help people do that. And what I'm going to do is document my journey a little bit more on the channel. And then of course give the advice videos everyone loves so much, which actually I was kind of being sarcastic there. I'm getting a decent response, especially through my newsletter, and starting to pick up in the Discord community, and a little bit of stuff going on here. So I'm really excited for what's going to happen in the future. Just wanted to pop on and shoot this video. Well, I got to get going. So thank you so much for being here. Go check out the other videos on the channel, and I will talk to you next time.